There we
dealing with
go.
dealing with GSU grad here, so bear with me.
We're gonna see who can be the least tech savvy today.
I'm working on it.
Oh, no. I'm going to win this hands down.
Okay. So I see Mark's whole room has joined back. Trisha's and Cynthia's are still working. So I'll try to pull them back in.
See, we didn't lose anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to just close it and be that person. So is everybody's gel running? Cool. Yeah, and then just unplug it when you're happy with it. And I would love a picture of it. Send me pictures. If I get enough, I'll do a cool photo collage out of it. Got one saying 2 minutes. And Carol, maybe you can see Mark's where it's running since he's got the camera on his setup.
Yeah, that's nice.
So they have learned the most basic of gel electrophoresis. So we have little soap boxes we got on Amazon, and I sent them a little bit of agarose and buffer, but otherwise everything was bought on Amazon. So they took the dyes off of their choice of Skittles, and they're running those out along with the reference dyes and using 9-volt batteries to power it.
Wow. You only have to have a power supply, a box, so that's nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Got one more room, still waiting on one. All right, well, in the interest of letting Carol leave work, we'll go ahead and get started. So everybody, I would like to introduce you to Carol. Is it Leggett?
Leggett. Thank you.
Leggett, yes. At Danimer Scientific in Bainbridge. So I will turn it over to Carol, and I will kick the other group to get them to join us very quickly.
Well, thanks. I am Carol Leggett. I'm the Senior Director of Microbiology for Danimer Scientific. I have a couple of slides I'll go through with you, and then I'll just entertain questions if I can get everything to work here.
We're seeing a screen sharing,
Can you
getting there.
see that?
See a PowerPoint?
Yeah. Can't get the one off the side. Okay, here we go. Anyway, my education, I just don't want to bore everybody to tears, but I've got a BS in biology. I went to Florida State, got a master's in immunology, and got a PhD in microbial genetics. Worked on methicillin-resistant staph. Anyway, it talks about this is the name of my thesis for my PhD, which was fingerprinting method for methicillin-resistant staph. My career background, I worked as a lab technician at the Medical College of Georgia while my husband was in school there. Then I went to graduate school and I became a biological scientist at the DNA sequencing facility for about a year after I finished my PhD, and I started working as an adjunct professor. And then I started working at Danimer part-time in 2010, and I switched to full-time in 2020. I will say these are the main things that my job entails. Ask me anything you'd like. We have over probably 800 different bacterial strains. So my job is to catalog these and keep them all straight. We don't have liquid nitrogen. We store things in a -80 ultra low temperature freezers. Some of the strains are biological engineer made, and some of the strains we got when Dr. Caraway purchased IP from Procter & Gamble. Another function that I have is stocking the biorepositories. We have 2 biorepositories, one in Athens at UGA and one in, I think it's New York. Oh, I'm sorry, they moved to Indianapolis. So we keep a separate set of strains in each of these places in case we have some type of electrical failure. And another part of our job is preparing stock culture. So if one of our fermentation labs, which is in Bainbridge and also in Winchester, Kentucky, they need a particular strain because the different strains make different quantities and different types of PHAs, then we're responsible for producing those for them, which is the stock cultures. We also do carbon feedstock investigations. We have to have some type of carbon to make the PHAs. And we are using currently canola, but we have investigated soy, and it's probably going to become our second source of carbon to make the PHA. I also write grants, and I do regulatory work, and I write patents. That's the essence of myself. So I will entertain any questions that you may have.
Yeah, so the first question that went in the chat was asking about tours. So one of our teachers is at, I think it's Thomasville High School, THS. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Do we do
So-
tours?
That's right. That's Thomasville High School.
Do we do tours? Yes, we do tours. Well, I have to get everything okay through HR, but we can certainly do tours, and we have in the past for high school students or even college students.
Yeah, I teach AP biology, and this would really be an enriching tour, like for them
Okay.
to see this.
All right, if you would send me your email, I can tell you my email is carolleggett@danimer.com. Just
Okay,
send me an email.
I will definitely email you.
That
Thank
would be
you.
great. Sure. Any other questions?
Why soybean?
Why soybean oil? Well, up until this point, we have only used canola as a carbon source in our fermentations because we use triacylglycerols rather than carbohydrates like glucose. So soybean, actually the United Soybean Board has paid us to do research on their soybean oil. And we've done it now. This will be our 5th year. And we think we finally come up with a way to make soybean work as well as canola. There are differences in the fatty acid compositions between the two. And unfortunately, soy does not run as well in our bacteria with our bacteria as canola does. But our fermentation lab, R&D, has finally come up with something that we can add to make it run equally well. So that'll be our second source for carbon. We hate only having one source for anything, and that includes any of our enzymes or our organic chemicals that we have to use.
So do you, with your soybean oil, do you use just the generic, like you can purchase in the store, or there's now the genetically modified that increase the some of the characteristics of it as far as use?
Yeah, well, there's actually, I'll tell you this, we can use RBD soy, which is the same as the what you're talking about, commodity soy in like Walmart or something that you can buy, but we buy mass quantities of it. And we can also, recently, we've discovered that we can use a less refined oil that is not food quality. So that also helps us in decreasing the cost. And we can use also what's called high oleic soybean oil, which is genetically modified. But we have to be careful with that because we advertise as non-GMO. So we'd have to have separate tanks and everything to run that on a commercial scale. Our canola is not genetically modified.
Okay, I was just kind of interested if there was a difference, if you noticed there a difference, or had to add more things or modify it in itself.
The actual plant,
Mhm.
yeah. I can tell you that high oleic soy oil, which the soybean board is probably going to turn into a commodity food grade, but that's really good stuff. Our
Thank
buds
you.
really like that stuff. Unfortunately, not many farmers plant it now, so it costs a little bit more than commodity soy.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure.
So Carol, how many people work in the microbiology department at Danimer?
Well, if you're looking at both facilities or all three facilities now, probably about 10 or 12, if you count our commercial facility and our R&D facility.
So what does the entry level role look like?
Entry level is generally a bachelor's degree in biology or biochemistry or chemistry. But there are other things. I mean, I've had a botanist that worked with us. But generally they do have some type of science background if they're going to work in the lab.
Are there any internship opportunities that you offer undergraduates or even high school students?
Yes, there are. And it's usually on a one-to-one basis that we interview and look for those because they're usually not paid. So if somebody is interested in coming for a week or two during the summer, that we can do what we call shadowing. They can be a big help. And it has a lot of potential to learn if you're interested in doing a biotech position or going into that field.
Carol, do you have an age limit for the students to come in? Like, can the middle schoolers join?
For tours? You're talking about for
Like summer programs, shadowing?
oh, yeah, generally it's high school for shadowing, but we do middle school tours.
Is
Got
there
the thumb
any,
up.
is
Go
there
ahead,
any,
Amanda.
sorry, outreach programs or anything that we could utilize to introduce your company to our students, or opportunities, or maybe your pipeline?
I will say that we have been known to go to schools and do talks or sometimes even some little demonstrations, things like that. If you're, in the region close to us sometime, that we do visit also, as well as tours in our actual facility. We don't usually do tours up in Winchester, Kentucky, because that's a commercial plant and there's a lot of OSHA regulations with that. But we tour our R&D. which is where all the good stuff happens anyway.
All right, wonderful. Even if we're not that close, because I'm probably about an hour and a half away, would any of your scientists or you be interested in doing like a Zoom session, kind of like a Zoom a scientist and talk
I've
to
never
our
thought about
students?
it. I'm sure that we can work something out. Yeah, sure.
Wonderful.
There's another Dr. Hilliard, Matt Hilliard, who is a biochemical engineer, and he also has done a lot of outreach for the schools and done tours also. So, I mean, one of us, I'm sure, could help with something like that.
Hey, Carol, quick question.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
John.
Hey, first of all, thanks for being here. In Athens on campus, was that the R&D facility? I had to step away for a minute. I didn't understand if that's what that part is or not.
There's an institute for polymer science, and it's run by Dr. Joe Grubbs. And we have several labs there that are called incubator labs,
Mm-hmm.
actually by space from UGA. So
Right.
it's actually up there on UGA campus.
Right. Yeah, I'm over there all the time. I just haven't had a chance to meet any of them. So I'll keep working on that. And if there's any way that we can be of service, please let us know.
Well, thank you so much. That would be great.
Yeah, that's my colleague John at Georgia Bio.
Great.
So he's our member services guy.
Yeah, we have, besides Dr. Grubbs, there's her name used to be Carson Drury, and she's gotten married, so I forgot her married name. But anyway, Carson's there, and there's also a Dr. Caitlin Cato, who's also gotten married, and I've forgotten her last name. But anyway, we have 3 PhDs that work up there along with some analytical techs.
Yeah, I don't know if there's time for this question, but how scared should we antibiotic resistant bacteria?
Well, not at all from us. However, that is a very scary prospect, especially with less and less funding going towards the discovery of new antibiotics or looking for new things in the rainforest or natural antibiotics that we could utilize. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. Try to stay out of hospitals.
And take your biotics as proposed by a professional. Don't stop taking them. Just finish the prescription.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. That would be advantageous to everyone to finish the prescription.
Miss Carol, we got in a little late. Can you tell me again, like who are you with? And
I'm with Danimer Scientific. We make biodegradable polymers, which are plastic replacements, except that ours can degrade in anywhere from 3 to 6 months if they're placed in the soil, because they're utilized as food sources for soil bacterium. So they degrade naturally, and they also are marine degradable and industrial compostable. So I will tell you, everyone, if you want to watch a nice video, go to PHADE, Fade Straw video. That's one of the companies we work with. And there's a nice degradation video of a fade straw. It's blue in a marine aquarium. So just a plug for the straw.
Yeah, and then isn't it anything that's like says Nodax on it?
Yes, that's a PHA product, which is polyhydroxyalkanoate. And we are the only PHA commercial manufacturer in the United States right now.
So I have a student that is currently doing research on enzymes that can be introduced into, say, E. coli and potentially break down plastics. Would you be available for him to possibly email and ask you some questions and guiding that?
Sure. And now he's doing plastics
Yes.
Polyethylene.
Polyethylene, and we're in the process of trying to see if we can afford the plasmids and all that, but he's investigating two different enzymes, and potentially a lot of times, well, his investigation is trying to artificially select for E. coli that can survive increasing acidic environments, because as the E. coli break down the plastic with the enzymes that have been introduced, it creates a more acidic environment. So essentially they are creating an environment that they perish in. So he's trying to investigate and trying to develop a more acidic resistant E. coli, essentially.
Is he growing them in a phosphate buffered solution?
He is right now in the process of trying to finish up designing the parameters, because I am making him do it from scratch. Like, he has to come up with all the calculations. He had to look at the biosecurity and bioethical possibilities, outcomes further on down, so it's just in the starting stage. He's designing it currently, but I think, yeah, you would be a great resource, and as you're more experienced in that than I am.
I don't know about a great resource, but I'll be glad to help if I can.
Appreciate it.
That sounds like an interesting project.
Are there any other questions for Carol? Feel free to unmute or throw them in the chat. I did put Carol's email in the chat. What? So you guys are welcome to reach out.
Sure.
And yeah, any way that, we can connect Danimer with Georgia schools, we're happy to help with that too.
Be great. And I
So.
appreciate everybody's time today. Thank you so much, because I know it's getting late.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
It's
you.
been great.
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Y'all
Thank
have a
you
good
so much.
evening.
Miss Carol,
Yeah.
can we get the name of that video again?
Oh,
I put
it's
it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So I'll pop it in the next email I send you guys too.
Sounds great. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure meeting everybody. Appreciate
Thank
your
you so
time.
much, Carol.
Thanks, everyone. We appreciate your participation with Georgia Bio. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for offering the opportunity.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye to Carol, but the rest of you, if you can hang out for just a minute. Has everybody stopped your gel? Yeah, how's it looking?
Don't forget to take photos.
Yeah, take a picture, send it to me. If I get enough, I'll make a fun collage out of it.
I don't think I did mine right. Something went wrong, I think.
Ah, well,
I
that's
think I
science.
don't-
What is
right
it supposed to
there.
look like? What is it supposed to look like?
A little blobby, but the dyes should have moved away from the wells.
Haley, look at my screen. Hold on, I'm trying to get mine up. Looking like a that.
Oh, mine looks nothing like that. Your gel is very bright.
Mine was
I
nothing.
put
like-
a paper towel behind it.
Oh,
That might help.
Yeah, just a
Like a
white
white piece of
sheet.
paper.
Yeah.
Also, like, I was telling my group, I don't know if you were in my group or not, but the more Skittles you use, the deeper the concentration that you'll get. So then your color pops a lot more.
well, I should probably should have done that. You can hardly see it. I think I let it go on a little too. I'll try to, let's see if I can get this camera to, maybe, let's see. You don't see it?
Did you wet load or dry load?
What does that mean?
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
put buffer solution inside or on top of your gel before you loaded your dyes?
I did.
Okay, so then that's called a wet load. If it's dry load, you do it without any buffer solution on top of it.
Okay, that's good to know. So
Did you put your anode and cathodes in the right places?
I think so.
Did you put black at the top and red at the bottom?
I'm pretty sure because we were talking about putting
Yeah,
the
she helped me work through it.
the food coloring in.
Mine turned really brown.
Yeah, it's gonna do that. I,
Okay.
I warned you, it's gonna cook. It's because it's a paper clip. It won't
It's
do
a
that when we
sizzling.
get together, during our sessions in January and February. Promise.
Yeah, the only thing I really felt like I wasn't sure if I did right was the micro pipetting deep enough or too deep and not deep. That's the only thing I wasn't sure about. I felt pretty good about putting the wires in the right spot and everything. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you punched through the gel a little bit.
Maybe I may have.
That might make it look like faded too.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
like super
Yeah.
yellow and there's like burnt stuff. Yeah, that's not
And that's all you can see.
pretty much the
Yeah.
I can't even see the dye no more. I mean, it looks like it moved a little. The red did. It moved through, but all the other stuff's gone. I can't even see it. It's all right. It's a learning experience.
It is a learning experience.
When I come up there in January, it's gonna be a party. I'm gonna actually learn how to do this correctly.
It is absolutely going to be a party.
Oh yeah.
Well, and we'll do that on a gel that's a little more literally plug and play. So we'll be all right. Awesome. Well, yes, send me the photos of your gels. And I think I wrapped up with everything I wanted to tell you guys, but I'll be reaching out more before January. You'll get some emails now and some closer to January. So, if you have any questions at any point, please don't hesitate to reach out. Feel free to book a chat in my signature, the little schedule a meeting. We can set up a Teams to go over whatever you guys need to go over. If you decide that you want to do one of the labs from this set of workshops before January, feel free to reach out. You can do that as your implementation. You're still welcome to pick any of these labs after the January training as well. So if you want to do that with your spring students, you're more than welcome to. So anything that I can help with, that's what I'm here for. I get paid every day to support you guys. So please let me know how I can do that. Sending love and support as you guys wrap up this semester now that we've, hyped up your kids with sugar and they're going to be sugared out until Thanksgiving, which is another sugar holiday. And then they'll be sugared out till Christmas, which is another sugar holiday. So best of luck getting through to your break.
Thank
But
you,
with that,
Megan.
have a great rest of your night and a great rest of the week, and talk to you guys virtually soon.
Thanks, Megan. Great session. Thanks everybody for attending. We certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
It's nice
Thank
meeting all you
you.
guys. I'll see some of
Bye-bye.
y'all in the live session, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
See you
Bye.
then.
Bye.
Bye.
And
Thank
I've got a
you.
question for you.
Yeah.